From the direction of the marina, I could hear the click of every auto switch, the whir of every pump, the groan of straining dock lines, and the steady gurgle of bait tanks. Then I heard it. A sound that didn't belong, a sound that didn't fit. It was the careful closing of a car door. It is the distinctive latching of metal on metal, made when a door, half closed, is pressed with the hip. A moment later, I heard the same sound again. I sat a little straighter, trying to peer through the fog. It was blinding, dizzying. The sound came from the direction of the mangroves where the Shell Road, separated by the marina's gate, becomes Tarpon Bay Road. I could only occasionally see the mangrove fringe. Black limbs reached toward me, then vanished in a smudge of white. It's not unusual for insomniac tourists to turn onto the marina's dead-end road to see what there is to see. But there's a pattern. I've heard it too often not to know. They stop at the gate where business hours are posted, they read the sign, then they back up and leave. The Shell Road also attracts lovers, but people who stop for a roadside encounter don't get out of the car unless it's to urinate. And there is a pattern to that, too. Doors open, there's a short pause, doors close. I sat waiting to hear the doors again. Waited 2 minutes, 5 minutes, nothing. Then I heard that distinctive sound in the mangroves, heard the snap of a limb, rustle of leaves, then silence. Thus I knew that 2 or more people had exited a car, and at least one of those people was trying to find the path to the boardwalk that leads to my house. I stood, listened for another moment, then very quietly I began to move. I get the occasional late-night visitor. It was bar closing time on a nasty foggy night. Stumbling toward me was probably one of any number of my drunken friends with a couple of friendly drunks in tow. I could hear them explaining to me, "Doc, it was just too damn foggy to run the boat home, so I caught a ride to your place. I'll sleep on your porch. You don't mind." It's happened before. I stepped into the house, left the lights off. In any emergency situation, a man wants 2 things covered: his testicles and his toes. I was already wearing shorts, so I slipped into my running shoes, then fumbled around in my dresser drawer until I found my old 9mm Sig Sauer pistol wrapped in oilcloth, always loaded, always ready. I shucked a cartridge into the chamber. Then I stopped, remembering a recent letter I'd received from a lover, the tall and articulate Dr. Kathleen Rhodes. Correction, former lover. Among other things, her letter had described me as a man whose heart and head weren't connected, that I was capable of violence without emotion. I'd been fretting over the damn thing since I'd received it. While it's true I'm not overly emotional, I still have feelings, and her words had struck a nerve. Was I really so heartless, so insular? Now I had to admit it. She was right. That's precisely how I was behaving. I'd automatically assumed I was being targeted for attack. Those were probably friends of mine out there. And here I was already arming myself with deadly force. I see my life as divided into 2 distinct rooms. One of those rooms is forever locked, as it must be. Inside are too many jungled nights, too many nights spent moving quietly in darkness. The second room is brighter, simpler. My life as it is now. I am the owner and sole employee of Sanibel Biological Supply, purveyor of marine specimens to labs around the country. It is a straightforward, constructive life that I tend carefully and reinspect often. The reason is simple. Once the door to the darker room has been opened, the creature therein is forever alive. I was sweating despite the cool air. Sweat dripped down my forehead. I took off my glasses. I didn't need them. They'd be allowed.